Alright, so today it's gonna be a little, I wouldn't say different, but I'm gonna be doing the pros and the cons of all my mouses that I own. So, I think to start with are the final mouses. I really enjoyed using these things back when I had first gotten them, because I had gotten the tens after a while, and it's just I don't know. It's like it feels weird to use sometimes, but it had felt good back then until I got these other mouses. And it's like the firmware and like everything, just kind of like the specs, just feels weird. They feels weird, kind of holding. I still think these are good mouses. I still think if you really want to get one of these, go for it. I personally will not be buying any more unless become a goddamn billionaire. Then I'll buy every single one then. Other than that, I think they are good mouses if you really do want to use them. I have obsidian dots on this. I had gotten these, and so I decided, try it out because why not? It doesn't feel bad on my Blitz pad, but I think you should stay with stock unless you just got Jades. But I think overall, you can definitely get better stuff than these. Maybe like God, I think it's Tariq. I hope I'm not butchering that. That he had a final mouse come out in for him, and supposedly it's gonna be good. I haven't really heard much about it because it hasn't come out, but I think personally, I like the older ones. I kind of do want to get the Cape Town one, and that might be it, but I don't know. I still think these are like a little bit solid mouses. They have their problems, of course, but I think overall, if you do want to get one of these, I'd go for it. They're still pretty good in my opinion. All right, we're gonna go with my G Wolves and my Keychron. So, as you can see, I had swapped out because this was my first one, and so really, we'll start with my G Wolves. So really, when I had first gotten this, I was like, well, because I've always wanted to try fingertip mouse, and I was just watching videos on and on and on about like, oh, what should I get? What should I do? Like, how should I grip it? Well, personally, how I was gripping it is something like this or like this. And I was playing the finals with this, and it felt really good. I will not lie, I was really enjoying this mouse. I think it was a little tricky because I like putting my stickers on, and I sometimes I move my grip around a lot. I will not lie, I move my fingers around a lot, and so really I think that personally I had them in the right place because either I'm gonna put my finger down like that or I'm gonna curl it like that. It's gonna be one of those, but it's still gonna be on that grip tape where I feel like I'm not slipping. And the sides have it on. I think overall, G Wolves did make a really good fingertip mouse. If you want a fingertip mouse, I'd either go with this or the non-honeycomb one. I don't know how good the non-honeycomb one is, but I honestly should have bought it instead of my second one, but that's all right. Reason why I got a second one, I loved it too much. I loved it so much, and I kind of just wanted a second one. I will not lie, it's an absolute stupid reason, but because of the price, it's really expensive. I will not lie, but I really enjoyed the mouse, and I kind of just wanted to get another one because I was switching the skates on this, so I was like, I'll just get another one, not switch it at all, and just keep it like that. And when I changed the grip tape, so now I can really just kind of do it wherever. Um, I don't I don't have any problems with it. Besides the app, the firmware for it, if you do close it, it is not gonna open again. I don't know if you have to like restart or do something, but anytime I accidentally close it, it won't open. Say the app's is running. I'm like, okay, whatever, I guess. Um, I still think these are really solid mouses. G Wolves just make good mouses. I mean, these are the new ones, not the older ones where they started blowing up on people. But yeah, I think overall, I feel like one thing actually, my major thing, I feel like the side buttons could have been a little bit bigger and a little more out because they're kind of hard to hit sometimes because you gotta hit them at a weird angle. You might just hit the wrong one also. That's my only complaint really, besides the firmware. All right, now the Keychron. The reason why I got this is because a YouTuber I watch, Nate Gibson, he's honestly amazing. Go watch him. His aiming is just, I don't even fucking understand it. The Keychron though, I think personally it's another really solid mouse. It is way cheaper than the G-Wolves. You can get the 4K edition for cheap. You don't even have to use the 4K, you can use 2K. And it's way cheaper than the G-Wolves. But I think personally I still love my G-Wolves more. I do like the little hump it has though, because I think it's a little bit of a bigger hump, and it kind of just curves over. So it kind of sometimes I'll play like this and I'll just fit it in the back of my hand like that, or I'll push it out like that. But overall, I think this is really good. The side buttons are much bigger, which is like, why couldn't they just made the G-Wolves a little bit bigger and a little more out? And kind of really is scroll wheel. I like my scroll wheels a little wider and flatter just because, I don't know, it just feels better to me in a way. I think overall, if you want to get another fingertip mouse, get a Keychron. I don't really know any other fingertip mouses, maybe besides like smaller mouses like the WO mouse, Beast X Mini. We'll talk about this one. I kind of have to get. I gotta get new skates. I might just put my dots on it because I have them somewhere around here. Here they are. Now, personally, I had heard about WO mouse, and I heard it's really good. All this and that. It's good. So I was like, because I was kept hearing like the normal size is a little bit big, and I got like small hands. I will not lie. And so I was like, oh, I'll wait and I'll just buy the mini version. Mini came out, bought it instantly, just got in the black, kind of the this is like the Interstellar or something because it like has the sparkles, but it was honestly it had felt a little too small. I feel like I should have just gone with the normal. It still feels good, I won't lie. I'm gripping it like this usually or a little flatter. Kind of matters what I'm playing. Um, the skates you can get if you had bought it, you can go like your month stuff. So I did that, and they don't feel as fast. Honestly, they feel pretty slow. But I mean, overall, I had a lot of fun on this mouse. The firmware was good. Everything had felt good. It doesn't wiggle much. Everything sounds good. Really, everything's really solid. And I think it's a good mouse. But there's better things. I won't lie. There are better mouses than that. And let's move on. So, this is probably my favorite wired mouse that I own. It's the Endgame Gear OP1. I think it was 8K because it's wired. I know it's all wrapped up. It's weird. I don't really use it. So, only problem is I don't have much room on my desk, so the wire will start tangling up under the mouse, and it just gets all weird. And so I was just like, I'm just not even gonna deal with it anymore. So I think personally though, overall, this is probably one of the best wired mouses you can get. It is not expensive, it is cheap, and I think it is totally worth it. If you can buy this mouse and you want a wired one, buy it. And if you want to check the shape, go to eloshapes.com or I don't know, it's something like that. I don't even know. Just look up eloshapes and type it in. You'll find it compared to other mouses, and boom. But personally, it just felt like a really good mouse. I can't even complain about it really. Everything just felt so spot on. It just I don't know. I know I don't use it now, but it's just because of the wire. And I don't have much room to have like my bungee cord in front, so it's not a weird. But maybe I'll figure something out and move again. But these other mouses that I own, kind of, I won't lie, they do feel better. So we're gonna go to my pulsars, and so right here is the Pulsar X2H Esports Edition, and this is the Pulsar X2H Mini. And they're not too big of a difference. They kind of are a little bit. Um, we'll start with this. So I had bought this on off of eBay because it's like hella expensive on their site, and I think it was out of stock. And I was like, oh well, I really want it. I really want to try it. Only problem is that it does not come in size 1. If this came in a mini, I don't think I'd use any other mouse. Anything. The cool thing about this, because I wonder if it'll turn on. Maybe? Yep. You can change everything on the screen. Here, maybe it'll focus. Probably not. But there's the screen right here. Just hit it and it'll change. I play on 1600 DPI, of course. And honestly, I really enjoyed this mouse. I love, I love the scroll wheel. If I could take it out and pop it into the mini, I would. But I don't think it had that much room, so I'd have to kind of cut it apart. Um, really, I really enjoy the clicks more in the esports edition. I kind of wish they did this for the Pulsar X2H mini, the normal version, but that's alright. So, I think overall, if they had a size 1, I'd I would never put this down. I'd never. But do it kind of it's clunkier, it's heavier. It just I don't know. It just didn't really feel right to hold in my hand in a way. I really enjoy the pulsars, but the way it kind of just felt, if it was just felt too wide for me for the sides, honestly. If they're a little more in, I'd enjoy it. It's not big of a weight difference, but I think if they come in a size 1 of this, I'm going to use it forever. In the mini, I was watching Rise Up Gaming. I was watching a stream. He was using this. I looked it up, and I'm like, well, that fit my style that I like pretty well, because I like holding my mouses like that, or a little more kind of relaxed, kind of like that, instead of like pretty far up. But really, overall, the side buttons I really like. They're pretty long. They stand out pretty good. Clicks are all that nice. The firmware is very simple, of course, thankfully, and it's easy. You can just go back on it, doing all this, get it all done. And I think honestly, this is literally probably my second favorite mouse that I have. Just sounds so good, and I couldn't ever keep this down. Anytime I'd have it just off to the side, because you can't see my webcam, but my keyboard over here, I have my monitor sticks a little farther out, like over to here kind of, and I'll just have this right under my monitor. It'll be plugged in, not on, but it'll be ready to go the instant I turn it on, if I just didn't want to use anything else. All right, that leaves me with three other mices. We'll go with the Ninjutsu Sora. The clicks. Oh, this thing, it is lighter than the Pulsar X2H, and it's honestly my opinion. I love it. This is definitely probably my third favorite mouse that I currently own. But I think the only problem that could have done it for me is it had like a bigger hump like the Pulsar. And if it just had something that was a little bit bigger, more back, I don't think I'd put this down also. The firmware is good. I can't really say anything bad about it, honestly. It's really good. The clicks are super nice. It doesn't flex at all. I mean, little bit of wiggles, but that don't matter to me, honestly, until it starts breaking or something bad happens to it. But really, overall, I think this mouse is such a good mouse. I know I don't use it. I'm not using it right now, but when I was playing with this, it just felt amazing. And I just wish the back was a little higher up and so it hit my palm. And I don't think I'd take it off, honestly. It just feels too good. And my final mouse for now, until my Logitech comes in, is my most recent, my Lomzu Atlantis Mini. Now, why I bought this is because I really enjoyed the normal Lomzu Atlantis. I had the OG version, the first one, and yeah, it was too big and too just clunky feeling. So I was like, well, let me see if I can find a mini with the 4K. Found it. Never taking it off. At this point, I'm probably never going to take it off. Everything just feels super good. Glides well. I love the middle mouse button, the scroll wheel. It just it just feels so good. It's got that nice grip. I love the grip tape. Side buttons are nice. It's just, oh, I wish the clicks were from the Pulsar Esports Edition though. But everything else, I don't know, these type of mouses, kind of like the normal kind of shaped mouses, I kind of prefer going like this. Sometimes it's really just that. I won't go anything crazy like that unless it was my Pulsar. But this mouse, I think, is honestly amazing. The firmware does kind of annoy me because it'll do the same thing. We close it, doesn't want to come back up. It's just annoying, but it's whatever, honestly. But I think if you have the money, it's I wouldn't say it's an expensive mouse. It's kind of up there, but I'd say go for it. I really enjoy this mouse. I don't think I'm ever going to be taking it off anytime soon at all. And it's probably my number one for now. But everything about it just feels amazing. It feels so good in game. And it's just, I don't know. It just feels so good to me. I can't really say much bad about it. Maybe like, I don't even know, honestly. I think maybe the firmware, the whole app thing kind of could be better, but that's all right. Um, the battery lasts pretty long, I won't lie, unless you just keep it on. Sometimes it's a little weird, like the battery will jump up or it'll jump down for me, but I don't know about that. But honestly, those are all my pros and cons, and my G Pro should be arriving maybe this week, but most likely next week, and I'll be ready for a video with that. And gotta do my new Blitz pad. It's too big, but that's all right. I'll make a video on that with my G Pro when that comes in. So yeah, thank you guys.